Do you have a business that serves your local community? Are you trying to take your business to the next level? Do you struggle to understand your business numbers? Well, stop working harder thinking you're going to make more money. That's not how it works. Each week, we go over how to understand and leverage your business numbers to not only create more sales, but more importantly, how to create more profits. Remember, it isn't about how much you sell. It's about how much you keep at the end of the day. My name is Tammy, and I'm on a mission to help badass business owners like yourself put more money in your pocket. So whether you're a badass or a badass in the making, let's get this party started. Hey, badass business owners, welcome back to the show. It is Thursday. It's time we dive into some more numbers and how to make a difference in your business. So this way you can get not only more sales, but more importantly, more profits. Because let's face it, it's about the money you keep at the end of the day, not necessarily all the money that you take in. So what I want to talk about today is something that I think is a very underutilized process that needs to be part of all of your businesses. And if you're part of the Facebook group, you'll hear me ask this question every once in a while. And that is, what are you working on in your business? What's your win for the month? And the reason that I say that is because I'm a big believer that every month you should be tackling one piece of your business and figuring out how can you improve that process, that system, or whatever the case may be. It might be improving, diving in and helping to take your employees to the next level if you happen to have any, to teach them a new skill. It might be that you're going to dive in deep into your advertising. It might be that you are going to really take a moment and look at how you schedule things. And usually what you're going to do is you're going to pick something that you know is going to make a big difference in your business. It's really easy to pick the low-hanging fruit, the easy things to do. And I'm not saying don't do that. Some months when it's a busy month, maybe take one of those easy things so you can knock them out the park really easily and you can still feel like you made a difference that month in taking your business to the next level. And then in your slower months, you tackle some of the bigger dogs that you need to do. But here's why you want to do this, and you want to make it a routine that you do. Every single process, every single system, every single thing that you pick to be a focus point for that month is going to lead to more money at the bottom of your P&L, the profit line. Every single time you focus on something, it's going to increase that profit line. And keep in mind, if you improve a process or a system, you don't just improve it for that month, you improve it for that year. And if done correctly and continually tweaking it, you'll improve it and put that money to your bottom line for many months and years to come. It's not that you won't ever revisit it, because as you get bigger and badder and whatnot, you will have to continue to tweak different processes. So for example, if we're looking at how you schedule your jobs, you schedule them one way when you first start out. You schedule them a little differently as you start to get busier. Then when you become overwhelmed, you're going to tweak it. As you add your first person, you're going to tweak it. So you can see that there are some areas that you're going to continually revisit to try to improve on them. But every time you improve that process, you make more money. So for example, using that same example we just had, if you try to schedule your jobs the same exact way when you are busier than heck, the way you did when you were first starting out, you'd be missing jobs left and right. You'd be missing potential sales. You'd be missing potential profits. And you know that you'd have one hell of a mess on your hands because you didn't know what you were doing in the beginning, right? You were just kind of flying by the seat of your pants. Maybe you were trying to work over another job that you had at the time. You know what? Maybe you were taking any job you could because you had to get the business off the ground so that you could do it full time, which meant that you went from one corner of the world to the other corner of the world and you bounced all over the place. And for some of you, you still do that, which is why we're going to use it as an example. But no matter how you look at it, you want to continually find a different process in your business because it's going to make you more money. Now, you're probably going, Tammy, you can talk about this anytime. Why do we pick Thursdays? The reason I did it on a Thursday and knowing your numbers is because every time you pick one of these processes to fix, you should see a jump in your sales and in your profits on your profit and loss statement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of examples and kind of show you why this might help benefit you. And I want you to use your own numbers to try to see what it is that you could possibly do. And like I said, try to start off with some of those ones that are going to make a huge difference. So I kind of just jotted down 3. They may or may not resonate with you, but you never know. So let's just say you're trying to find ways to increase your sales. And one of the things that you realize that you do a lousy job of is you just bounce from job to job, every new phone call. Well, meanwhile, you have all of these people that you have serviced in the past, and you just never get around to calling them and checking back in with them. And this is a common problem that a lot of people have. And what's funny is, what's ironic about the whole thing, it's harder to create a new client than it is to create somebody who has already know, like, and trusts you. So your past clients is just money waiting to be picked up. They just need you to talk to them again. They just need you to check in with them again. And it's something we all struggle with. It's something we're all terrible at. But here's the thing. Let's just say that you decide to work on a process that has to do with you're going to try to call back 20 past clients a month. 20 a month, so 5 a week. You're going to make it a point that you're going to do that. Now, you might do all 20 in 1 week. You might do all 20 in 1 day. It might be a postcard. It might be a phone call. It might be an email that you send to them. But no matter what, you're going to try to check back in with 20 past clients. Well, here's the thing. What if, just because you've crafted the right thing that you're going to say to these people, that you really spend the time and the quality to help reach out to them? Because a lot of times they're going to say, oh, I was meaning to talk to you anyways. And you're going to be shocked because you're probably going to pick up 3 to 4 of the 20 might want to use you again. Now, each number is going to depend upon how well you reach out to them, how you hit the pain point, how long it's been since they've used you, timing. There's a lot of different things. But let's just say out of the 20 a month that you're doing, you're able to get 3 or 4 repeat jobs where these people come back and use you again. So we're just talking once a month. We're just talking a month. We're not trying to say a week. Well, if you get 3 to 4 of them, and let's just say that your average price for their service is $100, because I like even numbers. Your number is going to vary depending upon what you do. But let's just say out of 20, you get 3 or 4 back. So you're getting 30, 40% to come back and use you again. They already love you. So if you've got 100 them to come back, 100 of them, and you do that in a week, let's just say that you've got 50 weeks out of the year, that's $5,000 in additional sales that you're able to create just by reaching back out to these people. And by the way, when you craft that email, you don't have to change it for every single person. You can have one generic one with a couple spots that you change, and you can just, if you do it on an email, oh my gosh, can you imagine how you can knock out the time spent is going to be crafting the email. But when you go and send them out to the pack, because you've been collecting their email addresses since everybody gives them away now, you're able to follow back up with them. So that's $5,000, for example, in potential sales. Now let's go back to the scheduling system, which I told you is probably the thing that a lot of people struggle with, because they start off slowly and they kind of just schedule as they can, and then it just grows and they kind of just plug people in where they could. Well, there comes a point in time where you're just crisscrossing and going back and forth over stuff. And if you've got teams or folks that work with you, you're also spending a lot of time on the road. So if you're finding that your typical day, you're spending a lot of time, wasted time on the road, backtracking, it might be that you're going, to a job site, then back to pick up more materials, and then you're back to the job site again, and then you're back and forth, or people are crisscrossing, whatever the case may be. Let's assume that you have 5 hours, just one hour a day. No, let's do this. 1 hour a day is being wasted on travel time because of your process being broken. It could be your scheduling's broken. It could be not having enough materials, whatever's causing you to lose 1 hour a day. Well, 1 hour a day is 5 hours at minimum a week. For some of you, it might be 6 or 7, but let's just say 5. So let's just say that's costing you 5 hours a week and wasted time going back and forth. And because either it's your hours or an employee, we're going to have to put that into our product costs, right? Because every hour wasted is time wasted. So let's just say that you're using $15 as your number. Maybe that's what you pay the employee. Maybe that's what you've put in for yourself as far as your payroll for your cost of goods. Well, if it's 5 hours a week at $15, that's $75 of profit that is lost due to this broken system that you have. And once again, if we use 50 weeks, because we take a couple weeks of vacation, I mean, I don't, but you might. So I always like using 50. So $75 at 50 weeks, it's going to be $3,750 in lost payroll dollars. Okay, so over $3,000, almost $4,000 in lost payroll dollars. But wait, there's more. If you think about it, that $5, those 5 hours actually would be hours that you would also get back. So not only would you save money on that payroll, but more importantly, what could you be doing with that 5 hours a week in additional sales? Because you might be able to schedule in 1 to 5 more jobs based off of the fact that you just picked those hours back up. So in some cases, you might just not do it because you're working way too many hours, in which case you just save the payroll side of it. But if you can schedule more jobs, then guess what? That money goes up even more. Because if you can put, once again, we'll just use the same $100. If you take the 5 hours you gain back and you can make $100 an hour with it in sales, times the 50 weeks and whatnot, that's going to get you $25,000 in potential sales that you could be getting. So can you see how by focusing on a process or a system that's broken, you can create all kinds of profit and all kinds of sales if you just focus on that one thing. And it's not just for the month, it's ongoing month after month, year after year, like I talked about before. Now, in some of those months, you're just going to need something simple, something slam dunk you could do really fast, but you can still have the same concept done in that month. So let's just say you look at your P&L and there's a $100 charge that's been going out month after month after month. You stopped using that process. You stopped using that resource. You stopped, you can save it because it's just a quick phone call to find out how you can get your insurance cheaper, whatever the case may be. Okay. But let's just say that it's $100 a month that's going out on your P&L month after month after month that you can get rid of really easily. Well, if you think about it, you got that $100 times 12, that's $1,200 in profits that would immediately go to your bottom line and immediately go to you as the business owner. But once again, here's the thing to keep in mind, because not only are you going to get those profits to your bottom line, you also don't have to create all those sales that pay for it. Because if you have, let's just say you put 20% to the bottom line, if you think about it, if you take that 1,200 and you divide it by that 20%, you have to create, and I know this is, you kind of have to listen to a lot of the episodes to follow me here, just doing some of the quick math for you guys, that we know that if sales minus cost of goods minus expenses equals profit, and if your profit is 20% of what it is that you take in, well, that $1,200 a year that you're throwing away by not dealing with this broken thing in your business, you actually have to create $6,000 in sales just to pay something that you never use anymore. So can you imagine that $6,000 that you're running around, and guess what? You never see any of it because that $6,000 is done just to pay this $100 for something you no longer use. So it feels a little bit different. So maybe $100 doesn't feel as painful to you, if you will, because you're like, oh, it's 100. It should feel painful, but it may not feel as painful. But if all of a sudden you equated it with the fact that you have to do $800 in sales for that month just to pay that $100, yeah, it's going to feel a little bit more painful, especially if that's 3 or 4 jobs in order for you to pay for that, or whatever the case may be, because everybody's business is slightly different. But my main point here that I wanted to get across to everybody is I want to make sure that you are focusing on the power of dealing with one broken process or system in your business every single month. If you taught your employees, if you taught them one new skill or how to get better at something, or you stopped and took the time to teach them how to do it better, think about the bottom line. What's that going to translate into for sales and profits? And once again, it's a long-term thing. And sometimes even if it's something as simple as putting a checklist in place that you've been meaning to do forever in a day, you know what? How much more efficiency are you going to get out of them that's going to lead to more profit in sales? So you kind of get the point of what I'm trying to do. Getting into that stage where I say I'm starting to rattle on, and I don't want to do that, but I do want to make sure that you think of some examples in your business. Just try it. You've got nothing to lose. You've got everything to gain. You know what? Just jot down really quick. If you're driving, think about them, and you can write them down when you stop. You can do a voice text to yourself. You can whatever the case may be, take a few minutes and brainstorm saying, hey, if I just fix these 3 or 4 things in my business, I would have a lot more sales and profits. Just start there. Just come up with 1 to 4 things and say, hey, I'm going to take 1 a month and I'm going to make a difference in that. Don't try to tackle the entire thing. The best way to eat an elephant is 1 bite at a time. So let's just take 1 little broken process and let's fix it, and let's start adding to that bottom line. Because once again, it's about creating more sales so you can create more profits. Or in some cases, it's not even about creating more sales. It's the opposite. It's about the fact that if you're working 50 million hours a week and you need to be able to figure out how to cut back, the easiest way for you to do that is get rid of some bills. If you get rid of some bills and some money that's being wasted, guess what? You get those hours back, and you don't have to work as hard or as long or whatever the case may be that's causing you to do that. So a lot of different ways that you can tackle that one, but it all leads down to the same thing. It ends up coming back to your numbers. Okay, it comes back to your sales, and it comes back to your profitability, and you're able to see that immediate impact on your profit and loss statement, because you're going to able to see that your sales go up, your costs go down, your expenses go down, but more importantly, no matter what, you're going to start seeing that profit line go up because you fixed that broken process in your business. All right. So that's our lesson for the day. And I look forward to you guys sharing with me every once in a while some of those things that you fix. I love hearing from you. You can always email me at tammy@localsmallbusinesscoach.com. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You've got some processes to think about and some of your business to take to the next level. Go out there, kick some ass, have a fantastic rest of the week. Go make some money, and I will talk to you on the next episode. Bye for now. Hey, before you go, if you're looking to learn more about your business numbers, then check out the Know Your Business Numbers course, where we take a deeper dive into the key numbers, the calculations, the reports that will help you take your business to the next level. My mission is to help everyone love their business numbers. Yes, even including those of you that hate math. So much profit is hidden inside of your business numbers, and I want you to create some awesome profits. So check out the link in the show notes, or head on over to the knowyourbusinessnumberscourse.com. Once again, knowyourbusinessnumberscourse.com. Come join me. Let's go ahead and work on building your profits.